Disappointment is at an all-time high. The fact that the leaders of the gaming space of Web3 cannot figure out the basic concept, a concept that existed before currency did, is just mind blowing. Let's get into it. Now, I want you guys to know I was a business developer for 13 to 14 years. I'm retired now. I was a YouTuber who called out scammers. I retired from that. I'm going to go into that type of vibe right now. My past experience with running businesses and helping other companies become successful businesses in calling out scammers. And that would be like the personality that some of my community members love, which is copy investor. So we're going to talk about that because something in this space of Web3, crypto gaming, blockchain gaming, is the most asinine thing that I've ever thought of. So one thing that these guys are talking about inside of the space is how do we make revenue streams and make a sustainable economy inside of Web3 gaming. And then you see people say, well, it was never done before. We done it. Well, you will say, well, we never heard of you before. Well, that's because the ones that's confused all of these content let me rephrase that. Gaming content creators, because they are content creators, because they're creating content, but they're not gamers. These guys don't know anything. Me just watching these guys from a person who watches video games every day on YouTube and Twitch from real gaming content creators. You guys aren't that. All you guys are doing is shilling. You're shilling bad projects. Real projects are out there. You don't pay attention to none of them. You're only shilling the bad ones. The one project that I can see that done it right was Dead Drop, because Dr. Disrespect did not target crypto bros. He targeted gamers. It's exactly the same thing we did. We're not fans of crypto bros here. Our game is so unattractive to crypto bros. And that's the point of the whole system. Why are we unattractive to crypto bros? Because we actually have a business model. There's no gambling. There's no speculating. It's for sure here. So let's get into it. One, let's go over the basic concept. Supply and demand. This bag wasn't made by McDonald's. If you order something from McDonald's and you check under the bag, it says assembled in the USA. And it has another company on here. Post Impact. Which means McDonald's didn't create that bag. Now, the little cups that the fries sit in, the cups that your drinks sit in, the little things that your burgers sit in, all that stuff was created by another company. McDonald's didn't create those things. Their logo is on it, but it didn't create that, which means that they have a demand for these things, which means that it's a company that sells these things, which means it's a company that is gaining revenue, which also means it's a reason for somebody to own these things right here. So, supply and demand. Let's continue with this real quick. McDonald's buy bag. McDonald's buy boxes and stuff. McDonald's also buy the ingredients to make the food. They put it together and then they sell it to who? The customer. I am confused on why can't you crypto bros and you other projects in this space cannot understand that. I had a payday that's in my pocket, and the reason why I chose payday is because y'all only get paid by selling NFTs, and y'all can't figure out a way to make money for the company so you guys could be sustainable, so you guys would never get a payday. But for payday is the exact same thing that this McDonald's bag has in common. It's the same thing. Wrapper need to be created. Ingredients need to be made. Also, a step that I missed. They need employees to actually sell to the customers. Now with the payday, they need employees to put this together. How did we fix that problem? Because we mirrored the world and just put that same concept that people have been using before currency even existed. Well, how do you know that? Well, back in the days when cavemen were walking around, one caveman had a rock, one caveman had a stick. Now, to go hunting, and I may want that rock, but I have the stick, and I might need to throw a rock at an animal I'm hunting for, I have a stick. But I need that rock. But if I trade my stick for the rock, I still can't hunt. So, what can I use that is in demand from this other caveman that I can give him for that rock? It's the same thing. We've been doing this forever. And the fact that these people in this space cannot figure that out just tell you this space is not ran by anybody that has any type of business senses.
That boy is good.
But let's go into how we fix the problem. So there should be no more. Well, nobody has made a sustainable economy yet. We have. Let's get into it. Before I start, I actually want to talk to you content creators. I want to show you something for you gaming content creators. I want to show you that there is not one gaming content creator that's doing photos like this or like this. Let me show you. Just so y'all can see, I don't lie about what I talk about or what I say. You can see that I do keep up with all the types of news, okay? This is a game. This is a game. This is a guy reviewing games. For you YouTubers, your content creators that's creating content and reviewing crypto games, where's his face at? He's not shocked. You see this? This is more stuff. Right? I'm gonna show you where you only see shocked people holding their faces and stuff like that. Right? This is a gamer. Again, he's showing shock from being scared of this. Gamer. Gamers. Okay, this right here is about what's going on in the news. Right? But you see, only crypto bros hold their face. Only the crypto bros point at what they're talking about. Let's go to Insum. Just go, by the way, as you can see, all gaming channels. Where do you see him pointing back at a token or any type of thing? Gaming creators, do your research. But let me teach you how to actually make content on video games by showing you our economy. Right here is a list of items, but I'm going to show you something pretty cool after this. Now, right here, we only have 44 items listed up here, but I'm going to show you how many actual items that we have inside of a pre-early stage game. Okay, but for my community to understand how things work, let's go over it. So, Hidden Generic Fuel, which is a brand. Hidden is the brand inside of the game, right? Which is the gas station. Hidden Fuel is one of the gas stations. And then you got Hidden Generic Fuel, which is just a low-level fuel, which costs 800 in-game currency dollars. If you want to sell it to other players, you want to think about selling it to 400 in-game currency. Now, if you have a key, you'll be able to convert the 800 in-game dollars you have made into our premium currency, which is our token, which will get into the premium currency in a second. The premium currency that you will get is 80 cents. So if you own a gas station and each time someone needs to fill their car up, they pay that gas station $800 for generic fuel. Then at the end of the day, or whatever the case may be, when they reach a certain threshold, which we'll talk about that as well, they will be able to, just off of the sales alone inside of that one gas station, they will be making 80 cents per player that comes fill their car at that gas station. Think about that. Gunpowder, the same thing. Just go here. We'll get into the importance of this right here, the gunpowder and the saltpeter, which is resources for crafting. We should get into that. Then you have the diesel fuel, which is 16. This is generic, but it's a higher class of generic fuel. 1600 is for bigger, like bigger vehicles and stuff like that. Which that's the use case for that. It's for bigger vehicles and equipment and stuff like that. Then you have the generic fuel for appliances and cars and motorcycles and stuff like that, obviously. But you have the two difference right here. So now it's two different things you need two different types of gases for: supply and demand. There you go. So for someone to get gas inside of the game, someone has to be able to sell the gas. And when that company inside of the game runs out of the gas, someone needs to be able to supply them with gas, which we'll get into that in a second. Going down, we have the premium fuel. More than this and does better than these two. So it's a reason to get the premium fuel, which if each time a player pays an in-game currency, not real dollars, in-game currency, 3,000 in-game currency, the person can convert that over to $3 in our token. And this is premium fuel. Then you just go down here, right here. So you own a restaurant, you want to cook these things, you have these recipes inside of your book, you want to make this food and just sell food to players and stuff, you have this, and this basically goes here and it tells you the price of these things. Sometimes these prices might go up if food becomes more popular and stuff. I have this here twice, which I need to change this right here, which I'll fix that. But then you have the military fuel. Anything with military in the name of it is going to be high end. Same thing. $3, that's same price of the premium fuel. And then you have, because this basically fuel airplanes, submarines, trucks, tanks, all types of stuff. Basically fuels anything. You see right here. Then we have it here again. I don't know why. I gotta fix this thing. Don't worry about that. But a cow. Let's get into this. Supply and demand. You can own a breeding farm that breeds animals. Sell the animals that you bred to farmers. Farmers take care of the animals, sometimes slaughter the animals to sell meat to restaurants and supermarkets. But here's the cool thing. With the cows inside of the game, you can extract milk from them. What do you do with the cows, the milk and the cream and stuff like that? That's how you create the dairy inside of the ecosystem. So that's how stores inside of the game will have milk, cheese, cream, all that type of stuff like that. And if nobody has a cow inside of the server, they would have to buy from outside of their server into other servers, which will increase the price of the people stuff in the other servers selling to other people that don't have a server, which more our ecosystem is complex because it's actually a business model. But the point what I'm saying is, without this cow, there will be no dairy inside of the stores. So the demand on legendary will be extremely high inside of that server. So that means when a player that goes out raiding and looting buildings and stuff like that, and they find milk, then that means that the price in that server of milk, that guy, he literally has gold in his hand. So I want you guys to think about that. Going further down here, you have weapon repair kits. Same thing, very rare items. You have purple drink, which is drugs. You can do drugs in this game, which I'll show you in a second. These sell very high because you can actually make these drugs. So things that you have to craft normally cost a lot. The Archon gems, this is supposed to be Archon. I'll fix all this. It's supposed to be Archon gems. You see it right here. The Archon Micro Gem, because we are in the SCP universe, these gems are like affinity stones. They do a lot of powerful things, and it goes in with the story. There's only each player can only get one of them if it's story missions. Now the Sephiroth stones are very expensive because they're story stones. You can only get one of them, but you had to find it though. You have to find it. It's only one per count, but you have to find it. That's why they cost so much. So that's supply and demand because they're very rare items. Not everyone will be able to find these items. So there will be a demand for these gems and stones. Now the money bot is just a troll thing. It literally says do 100% of nothing, just something for the crypto bros to flex with. This is a flex item that you can just place into your house. It's $450,000 inside of in-game currency. But if you sold that and then someone bought it, right? If a store sold this, the store owner will make $450. You can make $160 if you sold it to another player if you own it. Okay, if you have a key. Now you must have a key. It's the only way you'll be able to extract from our economy is having a key. Now, we're going to continue to work on this because we're going to turn this into the stock market inside of our game. So this is the first step of building the stock market inside of our game. And this right here is basically keeping track of everything right here. So just to give you the idea of how money is made inside of the game, but let's go a little further in of how our economy actually work. Now, I want you to understand something before you can even look at this graph and understand what I'm talking about. Let's get into one thing that's really important. So what we're going to test is turning our token into a premium currency, which means people can just go buy the token regardless and just hold it, whatever the case may be. But one thing about these other projects is they don't take their own token.
That's suspicious.
Why? If your token has utility and is so valuable, why don't you take your own token? So what we're going to do is the only way you can actually buy from our marketplace is by having our token. So our token will be our premium currency. So you have to buy our token and then basically be able to buy the stuff that's inside of the marketplace. But so we're just going to basically create V-Bucks out of our token. But here's the cool thing about our token. Imagine if Fortnite turned V-Bucks into tokens. I buy all the skins and stuff like that. I might need to pay some bills, so I still have V-Bucks left, so I can just sell these V-Bucks that I have and then pay my bills, right? So we're going to use that. So you can have as many tokens as you want, hold as many tokens as you want, but if anything ever comes into anything, your tokens, your premium currency of ours isn't stuck inside of the game. You can actually sell it and do what you need to do. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Our token is our premium currency. Okay, that's the best use case for a token, is to be a premium currency.
Mind blown.
I know that's galaxy brain, but voila. Let's get into it. All right, so how the ecosystem works. Going into over here, Keys, we got to clean this up and everything like that, but don't worry about it. I'm just going to explain it to you. Keys in certain NFTs give you access to converting in-game currency into tokens. Now, certain NFTs I'm talking about is business NFTs that give you access to the business marketplace. It's going to be two marketplaces. It's one for the business owners and the second one for the regular players. Okay? Franchises, lands, and business owners can purchase in-game currency, basically to fill up the stores to buy from other players. Tokens will be needed to purchase upgrades for businesses and franchises. We'll go over that in a second. Tokens will be needed to cover fees and selling assets to other players in the game. So that is a way we're able to generate, revenue. Just one part right there. Okay. Player marketplaces will not have anything that gives the players advantages. Player marketplaces will only have earning assets like, hideouts, basic businesses, keys, stuff like that, and any bundles that we release for players like cosmetics and stuff like that. So we wanted to do something different. With the in-game premium currency, we wanted to make it where we wanted to keep a fresh economy by players sell to players. So let's think about it. Let's say if you bought Fortnite skins from Fortnite, but Fortnite said, we're not going to sell the skins to the player. You're going to sell the skins to the player. So you set the price to the skin, and then you sell it to the players. But you want to make sure you follow the market, which is basically the data sheet I just showing you that we turn into a stock market. So we'll get into that in a second. Now let's get into how all this works. Let's go up here. Player-owned weaponsmith. What they do is they buy stun 7.56 round blueprints from Hidden Studios, which is our marketplace, the business marketplace. They buy one of them for $4.99. Gives the owner of the ability to craft the stun 7.56 rounds. But they just bought the blueprint. They didn't buy the rounds. So they need the resources for the stun rounds. What do they need? They need iron. They need scrap metal. They need gunpowder, but they need a certain type of gunpowder. They need nightshade. They need a nightshade plant, and they need gunpowder, and it makes atropine gunpowder. So atropine gunpowder is what they need. So they need nightshade plant plus gunpowder makes atropine gunpowder. And then they're able to craft stun 7.56 rounds. So after they basically craft these, they're able to sell the rounds to other gun store businesses, not franchises, the businesses. Franchises sell basic stuff. The businesses sells, anything. They can sell any type of thing they want, and they can basically set the price of their stuff as well. So they sell the rounds that they make to the gun stores. They sell to other weaponsmiths, business owners, and they can sell to players. So now the market opens 3 different ways for these guys. It's a reason to have this. So it's a reason to actually have a weaponsmith because it's a demand for certain types of rounds inside of the game. For example, werewolves can only be damaged by silver. Weaponsmiths are the only place that will be able to make and craft silver ammo. So that means this place is important, which that means that the company will make revenue because we're able to sell the blueprint to people who owns weaponsmiths. So just as the bag analogy and the payday analogy, this goes into a little more into it, but let's go deeper into that. So how do one get iron? Well, you need a mining company, not the weaponsmith. Someone else can own a mining company. Now, the person that owns the mining company can go out there and mine themselves, or they can be like McDonald's or Payday and get employees. So the employees can go out there and mine ore, charcoal, iron ore, and so many other resources. But just put these right here just for showing you purposes, right? So they mine this, then they sell the resources. The mining company sells the resources to players and other businesses. Now, how do Hidden Studios make revenue? We sell pickaxes to the mining company. If you have one employee, you need one pickaxe. So basically $7.99 is the best pickaxe. $2.99 is the smaller pickaxe. So you need one pickaxe. If you have 3 employees, you need to get 3 pickaxes. That makes sense? Boom. So let's go. After the player that mined the iron ore, then it will take the iron ore and sell it to the smelter. The smelter can be owned by anybody. It doesn't have to be owned by the weaponsmith or the mining company. So the smelter then turns the iron ore to either iron or iron ingot. But what is needed for these rounds? Iron. So obviously this guy or this guy right here can put an order into this company right here and say, hey, I need iron. Can you make iron? Which makes this guy put an order into this guy and say, hey, I need iron ore. Can you bring me iron ore? So now this guy melts iron ore, turns it to iron, and sells it to this guy right here. Now this guy can now make his McDonald's bag. Supply and demand, because something is always needed. So so now we have iron taken care of. How do we get scrap metal? Players, because scrap metal isn't sold in stores. Players have to go out there and find scrap metal, as well as finding nice-shaped plants. And also, players can be the one that make the gunpowder by going to get charcoal and finding salt pepper. So even players can sell nightshade seeds to crop fields. So now the crop field owner can now produce nightshade plants and then sell nightshade plant to the weaponsmith. So players, just people playing the game, out there playing the game, is even a part of the chain, because these guys need to go out there and find resources, sell resources to businesses, other players, or auction houses. Auction house owners, which are a huge part of it as well, gets paid from the selling and buying fees. Then they find more resources that can only be found in this world, and rinse and repeat. This is what these guys do. So not only PvP, not only doing story missions, but they have a reason to go out there and find the items inside of the game, because all of the items in the game have a use case. So let's go down here. You have all these things that work together. So these guys, so this company needs these guys. These guys need these guys. These guys need these guys. Everybody needs each other, which is why I always say inside of the community, it's best to engage with each other. No need to talk about price action. We don't talk about it in our community anyway. But this is the stuff y'all guys need to be talking about. Planning on, well, I'm going to run this type of company. Hey, who are going to be the people out there looking for loot, PvP and stuff like that? I need people that work for us. You can earn money for working for us. Right here, we need these things. All this stuff must happen before even people be able to make money. Somebody has to do something, for somebody else to do something, for somebody else to do something, for the company to make money. Just like the McDonald's bag and the payday example. Now, Hidden Studios release cars on the marketplace. Car business owner can buy the cars from the marketplace from $10 to $50. So depending on the type of car we release. They can sell the cars to the players inside of the game, do deals with other businesses in the game, or sell them to other businesses. Buy business people that own business owners, people that own businesses, buy business equipment and upgrades from City Hall. The City Hall buildings, I'll show you that right in a few seconds. This gives the company revenue. Players can decorate the business with equipment and upgrades and make a profit from the work that the business do. Admins are like the IRS agents, now giving server admins a job to do to make sure that the businesses in game are up to par, as fees and game currency will be charged for those who aren't basically in compliance. which means if you just don't have enough room and you just start putting a bunch of equipment in places, it's basically your business is overcrowded. You can get charged a fee for that. That's not being in compliance. And we want to basically mirror the real world. So admins will be like IRS agents, just checking and making sure everybody is doing their running their businesses the right way. All right, so the more equipment this supposed to be a player owns, the more equipment a business owns, the more employees that business owners can operate with. So let's get into that right now by showing you a little bit of gameplay of how that looks. Right before we get into that, this is a conversation of the real builders. I'm just gonna let you know we are really the real builders, as in let this thing get the load in. It's preparing all the shaders because it's a very big map. This is real building right here, by the way. Real building. Really building the game here. Moving from that, I just showed you 42, 43 items. But this is actually all the items that's in the game. And we'll still put more. It'll be over 2,000 items in the game when we relaunch. All do things. Every single one of them do something. I just wanted to show you that real quick. All right, so this is the City Hall building. This building is very important because you need it to actually buy business items here. So business equipment, land, just anything basically when it comes to businesses. Also, you'll be able to access this for the marketplace. So this is all the marketplace stuff right here. So to access to our marketplace, you come here to a City Hall building. All right, so I want to show you something pretty cool, just to show you the drugs. And show you just basic use cases, why items are important. I just wanted to show drugs in the game because our community love drugs. They wanted the drugs in the game, so we placed in drugs in the game for them. So what lean does, lean gives you 100% health, 40% hydrate, and then it basically takes 50% of your fatigue away. And if you buy it in stores, it costs 6,000, but if you sell it to another player, it tells you how much you basically get if you sell it to another player, and basically tell you what you should be selling it to another player for. Give you the idea of that. So let's consume this real quick. Let's get twisted. As you can see, the purple bar, my fatigue is dropping just a lot, and as my fatigue is dropping, you're starting to see I'm getting hungry and stuff. And when you get fatigued, you get hungry faster and stuff like that. So let's go in here. Let's go into this building, and let's basically find the reps. So it'll be reps all over the place. It'll be all different types of reps for in here. And also, you'll be able to hire lawyers and stuff like that for basically that's for community court cases and stuff like that. Or role play. This is a role playing game. So it's a role playing game that just has weapons and action and monsters and horror inside of it. But okay, so here are two of the reps that we're working on right now. To show you that we are working, show you basically how this works. We're going to show you two of the reps right now. We're going to show you the business equipment rep, which is basically keeps the economy. This is how the economy actually works. And then we're going to show you the upgrades, where, by the way, people can actually put their own brand and upgrades inside of the game. So other than just because we had a bunch of people start their own type of businesses and stuff like that, but we need people to create ideas for upgrades and stuff now. So let's get into this right here. As you see, my screen is getting crazy because I am getting higher as we speak. So let's go into the bill plans. This is not the price right here. This is 600,000. That's not this right now. We're still working on this right now. You'll be able to come here and you'll be able to go to our marketplace and you'll be able to buy these things with our, as you can see, my heart beating and everything like that. I'm getting high as hell right now. But anyway, so as you can see right here, you go to our marketplace, you will buy this with our premium currency, which is our token. Build plans are for architects. You can hire architects to build creative things and upgrade buildings that's on land only though, only for land. So for them to actually do their job, you still need to have the resources, and where you get the resources from stores like Home Depot, which is our parody. We have a Home Depot on there. We're gonna name it. We're gonna actually name it though. It's not called Home Depot, but you get resources from there, and you also get it from construction companies, smelters, mining companies, lumber companies, all types of stuff like that. So for them to even do their jobs, we talked about the weaponsmith earlier. To weaponsmiths to do their job, and also like the sword masters and all that stuff like that to do their jobs, you need forgers. So you need to be able to buy these things. So once they buy them from the marketplace, then you get these right here. Same thing for the weapon bench. This all go hand in hand with each other. Now for the smelters to do their job to actually turn iron ore into um, what they the stuff that they can turn it into, the iron, the gold bars, all this type of stuff like that. You would need one of these. So if you have more of them, you can be able to hire more employees, and they all can work on different stations and stuff like that, and you'll be able to do more of a turnover when it comes to people requesting orders and stuff like that. So went from you just crafting inside of the game to businesses working with each other and actually placing orders like, hey, I need iron, hey, I need gold bars, I need this, I need that, and then as a company you can fulfill that order for them as well. So it's going to right here. This is one of the by the way, for the business equipment we have a ton of them. We just put those four there to show you just for this video. But Guns vending machine is for the Gali Guns franchise, which franchise sells its basic stuff, which I'm going to show you how this works in a second. But the vending machine is an upgrade. So you come to the marketplace, buy a vending machine upgrade, and then you're able to place it in the world, anywhere. You can also place it into storage. You have to ask them first, can I place this in your store? Place the vending machine in your store. The vending machine is good because people may not be able, while they're out there looting or on a mission and stuff like that, they may not be able to make it back to a Gali Guns or make it back to just any type of gun store or whatever the case may be. Or they might really need ammo. And so they'll be able to stop past your vending machine, pay and buy ammo and a pistol too, because it only comes with one pistol. It has one pistol in it, and then it has a bunch of ammo that they can buy from. So they can only buy one type of pistol and ammo. So Gali Guns, a vending machine, is really lucrative because people can buy from that instead of going to the store. And this will actually help people save people's lives if they're stuck somewhere and they need ammo and they can't find any ammo. So this is a good thing for them right here. It sells basic ammo. To get the rare ammo and stuff like that, you need to go to actual gun businesses stores, not franchises. Franchises ran by NPCs, businesses are ran by actual people. So businesses have more of the dope stuff like rocket launchers and all that type of stuff like that, different types of blades and all that stuff like that. So we'll be showing that, showcasing that very soon as well. Yeah, so this is that. I'm actually going to show you this working right now. All right, so here is Shape Point. We're in Shape Point. We're at a different side of the city. This is basically all these buildings are basically placeholders, but except this one right here. Where some buildings are not placeholders, but a lot of these buildings are placeholders. We're actually rebuilding New York. So Abraxas came and basically did what she did, a natural disaster, changed New York, the way it's going to look. And it's basically in a few weeks, to be honest with you. So this is one of the abandoned buildings. We have our vending machine, right? Don't ask questions of why you can hold the vending machine. It's a video game still, remember that. So I'm going to actually basically explain the vending machine. So it's still basically rendering everything here. So when it comes to abandoned buildings, you don't actually have to get permission to place your vending machine in it. So if you own a Gali Guns franchise, you upgrade to get a vending machine. You can go around and place your vending machine anywhere you want, which is the cool part about vending machines. Okay, so I'm going to show you, we're still working on this. We still got to fix this right here. We're going to fix this so it won't look like this. But if I wanted to place this here and then go here, and then I'll be able to go here and then. So we're still fixing this right here, but this is what it'll look like. So also your vending machines can break, which is what the health bar right here. Your vending machines can break. So you had to hire a repair business to come out and fix your vending machines, which is pretty cool. Would give them a reason to make money in another use case as well as they need resources stuff as well. So let's just use this vending machine because this one makes sense right here, right? And this is right here. So if I had money, I'll be able to place the vending machine. Well, I'll be able to buy from this vending machine. So I can't buy from it because I don't have any funds. So, but if I wanted to buy from this vending machine, as you can see, it also has one 30 round ammo. So the person that actually owns the vending machine needs to stock it up the right way. and there's 5 pistols in here, and just basically just think about how this will work. But this is just for show right here. But this is how the vending machine works. So this is basically how upgrade works inside of a business, where on the vending machine side. So it's going to be a vending machine for medical supplies and a vending machine for Golly guns. So those are going to be the 2 vending machines. Oh, well, you also have a vending machine for like snacks and stuff, but there's no franchise for snacks. But there's going to be a vending machine for snacks, and then a vending machine for drinks as well. So, which is realistic. So those 4 vending machines are going to be here, and you can place them. Also, people can have their brand on the vending machine, so it won't be Godly Guns. It will be your brand if you want to have your own type of vending machine up here, and people can actually use your brand vending machine when it comes to the snacks and the drinks. But when it comes to Godly Guns, you have to have this type of vending machine for Godly Guns vending machine. So it has to be Godly Guns vending machine, and also Medical Secrets vending machine, which is franchises. So this is how this works. You can place these anywhere. So if a person is doing a mission and they need ammo, that screeches you here, that's the train going from the New Brooklyn, which is Shade Point, to Azle Heights, which is Times Square. So you see it going, your hair going back and forth. That's the subway that you guys will be able to take and all that stuff like that. But anyway, I want you guys to just understand this. This is how vending machines work, upgrades, and this is basically how supply and demand works inside a video game. For you content creators, I think you guys, that's gaming content creators, I think you guys, for the ones I've seen so far, I think you guys really need to do a little more research on how gaming content creating actually looks like. And this is basically what it is right here. I'm just showing it as on a dev perspective, as just like a dev log. But if I was actually showing you guys, like, okay, well, here is one of the vending machines right here. This is a good vending machine. It offers you these type of weapons. It's multiple different things. But we're actually going to be training people inside of our community how to become, I was about to say vending machines, how to become content creators, and actually how to make content on our game. Because our game, actually, you're able to make guides, the best builds, all the type of stuff like that, where to find items, where the best areas for monsters and stuff like that. These are the type of games that you content creators of today that's inside of the space need to actually be covering. Y'all need to be covering games that have stuff like this, where you talk about this stuff. I'm talking about this on the business aspect of people that own businesses, that own our NFTs and stuff. This is what these guys can do with the NFTs, giving supply and demand a reason to actually own our NFTs. But it also ties into the gameplay. So you guys that's content creators that like talking about NFTs and all that stuff like that, this is the thing that I don't understand why you guys can't understand that you have to have a supply and a demand. It has to be a reason why someone wants the NFTs. It has to be a reason why someone wants to play the game. And this is things that you can talk about. All these things right here is something you can talk about. Guides, all that stuff. Look at gaming YouTubers, actual gaming YouTubers, and look how they do their stuff. They make guides and stuff like that. Go to Escape Guitar Call, look at the guides that people make, the best builds, all that type of stuff like that. This game will have all of that stuff here that you guys will be able to make. When you're just making games, hey, I want to showcase this game or whatever the case may be, and the token price, all that stuff, that shit is stupid. I don't understand why you guys are doing that. You're never going to move the space forward doing content like that, because people want to know about the game. They do not care about the NFTs. They do not care about the price of the stuff. They want to know how the game is played. And if right here, you can just completely take NFTs, cryptocurrency, and any type of thing out of this game, and you can just talk about this right here, the best way to run a business inside of Myth Story of Abraxas, and right here it'll still be the exact same thing. So take all that stuff out, it'll still be the exact same thing. The exact same way I explained this to you will be the exact same way you can explain it without cryptocurrency. It could be a Web 2 game, Web 3 game, and just explain it the exact same way. No difference. Take nothing out. Just take our premium currency that's inside of the game, which is our token. Take that and just turn it into regular V-Bucks. And then boom, it's the exact same thing. No difference, nothing. You should be able to explain how games work without adding cryptocurrency to it. Any type of thing. You cannot explain the game or how gaming work inside of that game, then without having blockchain or any type of thing tied to it, then you're doing it wrong. And that game is doing it wrong. So we are showing you guys that we're building something that actually works. And this is actually a sustainable economy. All this, the biggest projects in this space can't figure out how to make a revenue stream inside their game. This is how you do it. Well, not everyone can create the type of game that we made, but you know, this is one way. This is actually a successful way of how it works. But with that being said, if you have any questions, comments, and stuff like that, put it below. But yeah, content creators, if you guys actually really want to work and build this space and better content for this space, talk to me. I'm able to help you guys. I was a content creator myself, so I know how to do this myself. But you guys aren't doing it right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm being friendly, but you guys aren't doing it right. All right. Yeah. So for my community, you guys start making content for this game. Playtest come out July 1st, and you're able to talk about and do all the stuff I'm talking about right here. So yeah, can't wait to see you guys inside the game.